Local 5 News at 10 in HD starts now. We are Iowa.
Good evening and welcome to Local 5 News. I'm Stephanie Engelson.
And I'm Jack Miller. Thanks for joining us tonight. We begin with politics tonight here at your local election headquarters.
During this year's presidential race, there has been a lot of talk about voter fraud and security at the polls, but how likely is it? In tonight's big story, Local 5's Orko Manna talked to experts and polling officials to find out if it could happen here in Iowa. Orko?
Stephanie, it's been a heated election cycle filled with supporters of both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton expressing disdain for the other candidate. And now some Iowan voters fear the contentious nature of the race could lead to foreign countries and even groups here in the U.S. to influence the election with the cyber hack. But experts say with the right controls, that is not likely.
The more serious concern is making sure that there's not someone who's able to get into the systems.
When it comes to voting, most Iowans don't think twice about submitting their choices. But when using a machine and when ballots are counted online, there could be a threat of your vote being tampered with.
Typically, you want to make sure that the connections that go to that central voting system are properly controlled.
Cybersecurity and privacy expert Rebecca Harold says one major way election officials can prevent issues is by upgrading their software.
If they're on a very old system, oftentimes that system has not been updated over the years, so it might have vulnerabilities that have never been patched. Those vulnerabilities could allow someone to get into the system.
Harold also says poll workers who have access to the machines should have a two-fold authentication system.
There was nothing like this as far as the security and all that talk.
Kim Owen has worked on elections in Dallas County since 2012.
We start planning a year in advance.
And says they're ready for November 8th.
We test it through the machine, and if it doesn't come out correctly, then we have to go and find out why. And so that's all taken care of, so that on election day, things will come out correctly.
Owen is not concerned about hackers, and experts say it's highly unlikely they could influence the election. But Harold says
the probability of those things happening will vary based upon how much security checks were made on those systems prior to voting day.
Now, some voters I spoke with today tell me they are not concerned about their votes being tampered with. Security experts say hackers cannot really influence the outcome of elections because voting is decentralized, meaning cities, counties, and states all manage the votes. Live in the studio for your local election headquarters, Orko Manna, Local 5 News. We are Iowa.
Orko, thanks. And experts say the most hackers could do is create a little bit of chaos at the polls, but the election system itself is strong enough to handle the shocks.